It's nice to be able to go around and feel good about a project, feel good that it's being seen, feel good that it's like, it's saying nice things about family and working together and that it has a spirit to it that for me reminds me of a film of old or like a Goonies or watching it gives me, I've seen it now, I've never watched my films and I've seen this film maybe 5 or 6 times because it's so much fun to watch with an audience. First of all, my character Egan is kind of like the audience surrogate. He's a guy that's in the world but is also kind of aware of how difficult and weird and bizarre it is. This film has a lot to do with joy and kind of being present in the moment. And so I think the best thing that I could do would, try to be light on my feet and kind of ready for whatever the boys would throw at me on a given day.
Regé, big smile. The magic of this is that John and Jonathan, our directors, are as much fans of movies as they are of Dungeons & Dragons. They play the game, they care about the game, they care about the players, but they deeply, deeply care about movies and the types of movies that we don't make anymore. 80s and 90s action-adventure movies. There's an innocence to the movie we don't see anymore. We've done our best to create a cynicism-free space where you can kind of just come in and enjoy yourself with your friends the same way you do when you play the game or when you are playful anywhere in your life. That's our goal. First thing we did before we filmed anything was we got together as a cast, played a big game of Dungeons & Dragons. We played as our characters. It was thoroughly chaotic, utterly unpredictable, and very, very fun and funny. And that's the spirit that we took into making the film.
I am a fan of D&D, so I was, super happy that this ended up being a good movie for me, not even as a person in the movie. So it was, it was great.
Justice all the way left!
Because the characters are relatable, they're grounded. John and Jonathan know how to give you sincerity throughout the humor. The movie's obviously a comedy, adventure, heist, fantasy movie, but there's so much heart to it that I think if you know nothing, you're still gonna have a good time. I love this world. I've seen the film 3 times now. It's gonna be my 4th time seeing it. And there's just something about it, I know I'm biased, but not even the fact that I'm in the movie. I just enjoy being with these characters and in this world. And so I really hope I get to do it again. It was really fun.
I try and love my character. Even though he might not seem very nice, it's important that I love him and know why he's the way he is. And I write these long backstories about, the difficult time he had with his mother. None of that appears on the screen, but it helps me.
It has everything that you could want from a film, and this is the thing, I'm not a D&D player. I still haven't played. I've done my research, don't get me wrong, so I am more familiar with the world than I was when I started. But for me too, I think that's the beautiful thing about fantasy, and I think what they've managed to do is they've managed to combine humor with action, with heart. There's a real emotional core at it, and I think it's super relatable, and I think the characters are so diverse, and that's so representative of the world and society that we live in. So I think there's something really accessible about it as a film.
I couldn't be more pumped. Because this has been such a long road for us, and we're so proud of this movie, and to be able to finally show it to people who are fans and non-fans alike and get the reception that we've been getting so far, it's exactly what we had been hoping for.
It's weird on Twitter when nobody has anything negative to say. That's a really strange thing.
It can't require reading before you go into it. So while we really tried to capture the spirit of gameplay with this thing, that fun kind of irreverence and loose storytelling where you don't really know what's going to happen, we also knew that it just had to stand on its own and not just operate as a D&D movie, but a movie in and of itself. Chris Pine is a master. He really is, because he can juggle both the comedic side of things and the dramatic in a way that I don't know if any other movie star these days can.
But he's not easy on the eyes. That's the one drawback.
Yeah. It required a lot of deep faking to get him to look the way he does in the movie.